everybody. Welcome to Crazy Old Folk. I'm Monica Brinkman. And as always is my cohort in crime, Mr. Kenneth Ween. Hi, Ken.
Hi. Top of the morning to you. So, what's our topic today, Monica?
I think we really need to touch base with something that's a bit maybe shocking, terrifying, or who knows, with the news that the United States and Israel are going to take over part of Palestine, the Gaza Strip, and throw the Palestinians out.
Okay. Well, first of all, there are so many ways to look at this. I'm going to look at it. First thing I'm going to look at it is like from a far-right religious point of view.
All right.
Okay. Donald Trump is the Antichrist. It's time for Armageddon, and this is how Armageddon starts. Bing! Okay, we march our troops in, the rest of the world responds, bam, 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 and then we get to all of us who deserve, all good dogs, and a few human beings get to go to heaven, and the rest of us all go straight down to hell. And there, that's one view of this.
It is.
He certainly is playing the part, and whether somebody fed him this line or where it came from in him, I have no idea. But if you're a dispensationalist kind of thinking Christian, wow, this is it. Now, if you're a human being, talking about humanity, the first thing we're talking about here's the first thing, 2 million people being displaced.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, by modern numbers, when you think about the Second World War, when you think about the Great Leap Forward, when you think about Stalin's relocating people, and so many things, 2 million people is not a lot. But to me, that's 2 million people is a lot. And now we're talking about sending them where? Displacing them. I mean, like this coming from a guy who's closing our borders because we're getting too many people being displaced by drug cartels and such. Okay. I mean, this is just the absolute opposite.
I was just going to say that was the opposite of it, what he's yelling about, the immigration.
And he is going to now send these people. The next thing that's fascinating to me, and this really is fascinating, if you know anything about the Sinai Peninsula, it's a desert, mostly. And one of the things that the Egyptians have been doing is working with a Dutch firm to change the weather there by basically, if you bring water in, if you create enough water, then you grow things and then you change the climate. You actually, like planting trees changes climate. And they've been working on that. Now, Mr. Trump says he wants to turn this into a new Riviera.
Yes.
And it can be done. It can be done by desalinization.
What right does he have to take over these people?
I'm sorry?
What right does he have to?
Well, no, forget that. Okay. It could be done to turn it into this beautiful oasis. The next question is, since 1948, basically when Palestine was divided, why has nobody been doing that? Okay, the Egyptians are now doing it for their portion of Sinai. But why has nobody been doing it?
I don't know.
Why is it this dusty, lousy desert, bereft of good agriculture, bereft of nice living, bereft of quality of life? Why are these 2 million people living in this situation? And if we are capable of making these changes, why aren't we making them for them? The next question is, who are the people who are going to live in this great Riviera? If he's driven the Palestinians out, who are these?
That's a pretty easy answer.
So we keep going around in these questions, And basically, at the bottom of it is, who do we see as human? If we think that these people there are human and that their souls have equal right to reach out to God, if we believe that humanity is one, that we're all created by the same creator, whatever the process, then how do we go about moving 2 million out to then let X number back in who are now going to live this high quality life? And remember, in order to have those people there, okay, if we have this Riviera, if we have these nice hotels and restaurants and lovely spas, we have to have workers. So where do they come from? Why did they get picked to come? And who is making, whether it's Donald Trump or Bibi Netanyahu or whoever it is, who is making them the demigod who has the right to decide?
Exactly. How dare they? That's how I feel. How dare they?
But it isn't. The next part of this is really because I know who these people are, and that's wherein lies the greatest evil. And where these people, who are these people? I'm going to tell you. In the theology of it all, and it really is a theology, they are Jews. They're the Jews who currently live in the United States, most of them, many of them. They are the ones who've been going to the West Bank. They're the ones who have been destroying the olive trees and the olive groves of the Palestinians who live in the West Bank. They're the ones who are building the illegal settlements that are then being incorporated into Israel. This is all the same mythology. And it takes us right back to the Reconstructionist Christians and dispensationalism. All of us Jews, and I happen to be of Jewish descent, all of us Jews have to end up in Israel in order for the true Armageddon. So you see, this is a necessary step. We are now going to get, whether I'm living here in Tucson or my brother who's in Florida or my nephew who's in Boston or whoever, if you're Jewish, you got to get your ass to Israel so we can have the final days. And that is kind of one of the most mystifying things to me, because, an awful lot of us don't want to do that. In fact, not only do we not want to do it, but there are many Jewish people who believe we should not do it, not even if they are believing Jews. Many of the Hasidic Jews opt to live in this country, not in Israel. They opt to live here because they believe that we are not ready to go back, that we can only come back when the Messiah comes to lead us back. And
that's what
I don't know anyone who thinks Donald Trump is the Messiah.
Right. It's terrifying, Ken. And I just have a hard time wrapping my head around it,
Well,
if they want to go kill themselves, go ahead. But don't take the whole world with you.
I'm sorry, who's the want to kill themselves?
Huh? The ones that want to get to heaven.
Oh, no. They don't want to die to go to heaven. They want to be taken up to heaven. I mean, in a different form. But understand this.
What I'm saying is they're going to, what we consider to be dead.
Saying when they die, they go to heaven. They are saying when the apocalypse
end of the world hits.
And yes. Okay. You're saying let them settle for purgatory until the end of the world.
Until then, yes.
And I couldn't agree more. But if you believe in purgatory, but
I was taught
this idea is it is time stamped. See, that's the thing. This is time stamped. It's not something that goes on and on. The Antichrist comes, the battle is fought, the dragon wags its tail, the horsemen come on their horses, end of the world, the saved go up. And So it isn't about, and understand that, see, this is one of the things I have such a hard time, not just with you, Monica, but with many, many Americans. They don't understand that. Okay. They think that it is about personal salvation. And it isn't. These people believe that they are elected for purpose and that Donald Trump is their tool. He's a tool. He's the Antichrist. He's going to create this battle. And he's going to be slain by the angel Gabriel or the angel Archangel Michael, whoever.
Yeah.
You got to understand that this is, in their mind, this is all pre-planned.
I think I don't want to understand it. Do you know what I mean, Ken?
I know
it's so
that.
horrifying to me.
What is horrifying to me is how could anyone believe in a God whose purpose was the destruction of his own creation or their own creation or God's own creation?
And it's not so.
You know, I mean, I write a book. The last thing I want to do is rip it up.
Yeah. And we're all part of each other. If God created everything, then everything, not just people, I'm talking about everything in nature that was created is part of us because we're all part of God. And we need to respect it. I'm sick of how we treat everything, how we treat this gift of life in the world.
These self-centered, narcissistic, true believers don't worry about the fact that your dog, your cat, your neighbor's horse, or whoever it is. I mean, forget that they're all irrelevant. That orangutan, everything's irrelevant because the only thing that matters is this great demonic battle, and therein lies, to my mind, a great sickness.
Yeah, I'm hoping you have Michael on one time. He wrote quite a few books that were very interesting about this.
He and I had talked about that, about the Reconstructionist movement. We have to get Michael back on, along with other people. Hey, folks, even if you disagree with us, if you want to talk about why the end times are necessary, please reach out to us. We'll listen.
And we'll still love you. How about that?
That is true too. We are able to love those we disagree with, which is maybe one of the reasons why there's hope for some of us anyway.
That's right.
Hey, Monica, it's been fun talking. Have a great day, folks.
We'll catch y'all next time. Bye-bye.